Hello, Myra DuBois here. Yes, that's right, off the television. Now, look, I'm not in to take your call at the moment, but leave a little message after the tone and I shall endeavour to get back to you.
Myra, it's Ghoul Malcolm here with your weekly directive. Always remember, you have a great gift when it comes to compassion. But with that gift comes a responsibility. Saturn has entered your cosmic orbit, which means Uranus is in retrograde, and we all know what trouble that can get you in. Tread carefully, Myra. You must heal the nation, but do take time for yourself. Also, just a reminder, but the check for your last stay at the retreat did actually bounce, I'm afraid, so if you could settle that bill as soon as you can, that would be lovely. Namaste. Ciao.
Compassion, a flair for giving care. My empathy is through the roof, there's pity in my glare. If it's sage advice you're after, then you've come to the right place. Your wellness is my main concern, it's written on my face. A problem shared is half a worry, the burden split in two. A sacred act of your self-care, so come on, take a pew. A problem shared with my admirers, everyone's shout hurrah. A problem shared with your very own Myra DuBois.
Hey, up and here she comes now. Please put your hands together and welcome all the way from over there. It's Myra DuBois.
Hi, hello. I got smacked in the face with my own tinsel curtain. Literally smacked by my own extravagance and expense. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of the... Is this the first series? Is it the reboot? We don't know, did we? We started as a free lockdown, and now we're charging to get rid of the poor people. But thank you for watching. I'm glad you tuned in, and I can say that as a charitable person because at the moment it is half term, and I've been pulling shifts down the local boozer. I've been pouring pints because if you've been struggling at the moment, then if you've got anyone under 12, they're welcome to come in and they can have half a lager or a single spirit and mixer. It's just how generous I'm feeling. But thank you all for tuning in today. My name is, of course, Myra DuBois. I nearly forgot myself then. I want you all to look at your screens or your tablets or your laptops. I don't know what you're watching on. Probably your portable television. Did anyone hear that? Did anyone hear that? There's been some awfully scary things going off in Myra Towers recently. I don't know if it's because it's Halloween in a couple of days and the spirits are at large, but there's been strange noises from far-flung corners of Myra Towers recently, and I wonder if that'll crop up later on as a bit of a plot point in the show. Who knows? Stay tuned and find out. But in the meantime, we're not here to talk about me. Oh, no, we're not here to talk about me. This show is all about you. That's right, you people at home that are watching, as I said, on tablets or phones or iPads or projecting onto your white walls. Some people have been doing that. What we want you to do is tweet me your problems. All right? I need you to tweet me your problems at Myra DuBois. That's it, just at Myra DuBois. Tweet me your problems. And if you don't have Twitter, well, there's your first problem. Get Twitter. I've solved your first problem for you. We're cooking with gas already and we've only just started. You might be hearing far-flung chuckles from corners of the room. That's because I'm not alone in Myra Towers. But don't worry before you start going on your phone and complaining, you know, little thought police that some of you are. Everyone is 2 meters apart and they're all wearing face masks. The second thing is not necessarily because of COVID, but they're wearing them anyway. On the sound desk, we have Mr. Thing. Hello, Mr. Thing. Hey, how lovely. On the camera, we have Jan. It's close enough. Was that it? That's actually it. Jan has a slight accent, but we don't mind. And then in the back, there's Ant, there's Milo, and there's Chris. Hello, boys. Hello. Oh, I've got more men in this flat than a homosexual can clap 'em. Not during COVID times, I know. Certainly not with Instagram Live on. Anyway, as I said, this is all about you. This is about you. You should be tweeting me your problems, and we're going to be soothing those problems together, because as I've shown you, 2020, it's been a terrible year for some, but I found my calling as a wellness facilitator. That's right. Before, I mean, what other direction was it going to take? What other direction was it going to take? I mean, at first there was my impressive stage career, and then I became a televised personality, and then Hollywood called. I mean, where do we go from there? Obviously, that journey was inwards. I went inwards, didn't I? Through my course of projectile mindfulness. It's a form of mindfulness that I work on with my personal wellness guru, Malcolm, whose wellness detention centre I was spending time in before Tier 2 came into, and that's why we thought we'd drag me out of the incarceration and put me. I was digesting a sedative on the Tranquility lawn when I got the call, and here I am now to, well, let's find out what's wrong with you. But before we can do that, we must work the programme. Grateful to be here, grateful to be present. Namaste. It's a 3-tiered programme. It's a 3-tiered. There's 3 prongs to this programme. Our first one, of course, is positive reinforcement. Now, that's to have something by that you can reward yourself with every time you have a good idea. I, for example, have chocolates. What brand? Doesn't matter. I'm a celebrity and I've not had any money from Cadbury to endorse them. So I'm not going to tell you specifically what chocolates they are, but they're chocolates. Of course, you might be watching and you might be a vegan and you can't have dairy chocolate because it's got cow in it or something. So what you can have, you could maybe have a little sip of your favourite beverage, for example. It's just something that makes you feel good. And every time you have a good idea, for example, doing positive reinforcement is a good idea in itself. So I'm going to reward myself. Cheers. And rewarding myself was a good idea. So another, cheers. Cheers. Oh. Thank you, Mr. Thing, in the biscuit tins. So, the second part is, of course, aromatherapy. And regular viewers to this will know that the providers of our aromatherapy is, of course, Beauty by Rose. What is that? Beauty by Rose. Who is the official sponsor of A Problem Shared with Myra DuBois. Take care of your outer wellness after Myra has taken care of the inner. That's our joint motto. And finally, regular watchers of the show, can you tell me what the third prong is? Can you tell me, send it to me telepathically through the airwaves as you're looking into your television or phone or tablet or whatever you're watching on, and just tell me what the third one is? That's right! Serenity breathing. We breathe in with resentment and we breathe out with, that's right, gratitude. In with resentment. Do it at home. Do it now. Do it. Go on. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Make sure everyone in the room is actually in your household because you are about to share germs. And out with gratitude. Look at that. In with resentment. Out with gratitude. One more time, in with the resentment. Hold it, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Out with gratitude. Look at that, you shall have to put newspaper down because you're going to prolapse with wellness tonight. That's going to be happening this evening. But I think we could do that. I think we could do that with a little bit of music. So if we could just pop that relaxation tape on. There we go. Be present for a moment. Sit. Think. Let the alertness of the spine hold you up. The alertness of the spine contrasted with vulnerability, which is represented through the softness of the belly. I know that means some of you are slightly more vulnerable than others. The alertness of the spine with the softness of the belly. In with resentment. Resentment that it's bad enough that you already live in Nottingham. Now it's tier 3. And out with gratitude. Gratitude that even though you live in Nottingham, Well, just gratitude. Just gratitude. All right, I think that's enough of that. I think that's enough of that, and I think it's about time we found out what's wrong with you. Hello, that's right. I hope you've all been sending the tweets in. If you haven't, it's going to be a very short show. What usually happens is that as I sit here in front of my mid-century hospitality unit with original features, people often start to think, oh, I want to be included. I want her to say my name on television. It's television. Some of you are watching on television. I want her to say my name on television, and you tweet in too late. We'll be doing problems now, and we will be doing problems later in the show. If you miss it, you miss it. So get those tweets in, all right? But I've done away with scrolling through my phone with myself. I thought about it, and I thought, no, it creates a barrier between me and the admirers, me and you people at home. I'm looking at my phone, I'm not looking at you. So I have delegated that work to our sponsor this evening. That's right, all the way from over there. It's my sister, Rose Lavender.
Hi, Myra.
Absolutely no applause whatsoever for Rose from the studio then, but I wanted to point out that I picked up on that in case anyone reports me to any animal wellness charities after this. Any cruelty to animal situations. Have you got the tweets there, Rose?
Oh, yes, Myra.
Have we got it quite to...
Well, right. Do you want to read the first one?
Let's have our first tweet of the evening. I wonder who it could be. Already, I'll come to you, Rose. Already, I'm ablaze with curiosity. I mean, are they male, female, maybe a non-binary individual? I know you people are watching. Old, young, fat, thin, black, white. I don't know. You could be anyone. You could be anyone, and yet you're everyone in a way. Who is it, Rose? Who's out? I'll come to you. Who's our first tweeter? Now it's you.
Right. The first tweet, Myra, is from Francis Mackenzie.
Now, can we just stop you there, Rose? Francis Mackenzie. He's either very, very posh or he has social climbing parents with a name like that. Francis, that's quite ostentatious, isn't it? Mackenzie, not so much. There's a contrast there, isn't there? The family name competing with the Christian name assigned to them by the parents. Let's find out what's wrong with Francis.
Well, Francis is, from his picture, Francis looks like a very fit and active young man.
Oh, a fit and active young man. Then again, she is married to Frank Lavender, so her ideas of fit and active might differ from ours. Continue.
Well, Francis says, hello, Myra.
Good start. Nice and informal, nice and friendly. I like that. Is there an exclamation mark? Has he used punctuation?
No, just a full stop, Myra.
Just a full stop, so it's quite short, actually. A little bit cold, Francis. Let's see if you pick up.
Hello, Myra. This year, I've not been able to go abroad, and I'm really getting sick of the sight of Glasgow, but too scared to leave. Any tips on how to get over my staying-at-home sickness?
I'm sorry, I started to go as soon as you said you've not been abroad this year, Francis. Has anyone else known a hardship like yours in 2020? It puts all those starving children into context, doesn't it, Francis? How... Remind me, what's the question? He wants... How
Hello, Myra.
No, don't need to do the whole thing, Rose. We don't... We can just skip to the end.
All right. Right. Francis lives he's sick of the sight of Glasgow, but he's too scared to leave. Any tips on how to get over my staying at home sickness?
Yeah, right. Get yourself one of those VHSs that's like a fish tank that plays for 3 hours. Pop that on, and then eventually you will zone out and transcend your surroundings. So just watch that. Or DVD if you've got the technology, Francis. I don't know what your situation is. I heard Glasgow and I made an assumption. But just watch one of those for a few hours. Occasionally something happens that can be quite stimulating. A different fish comes on the screen, for example. Other scenarios are available. Waves. That's still aquatic, though. Water's very relaxing, isn't it? Maybe go and sit in the toilet and take the lid off the cistern and look at that for a few hours. That might relax you. If you close your eyes, it's like being in Gran Canaria, isn't it, Francis? And it might have the same aroma. I hope you're well. Namaste. Grateful to be here. Grateful to be present. Next one.
Well, Myra, this one's come in on the emails.
Oh, we've had an email. You can email us problems, by the way. If you go to myradubois.co.uk/a-problem-shared, there is a form for you to submit problems. Don't click on merch. That's not where you submit problems. That's where you buy merch. But since you've mentioned it, that is available on there. Go on then. What have they said via the emails, Rose?
Myra, this email is from Sonia Doolittle.
Sonia Doolittle. Now, are they being humorous, Rose? Have we got a troll that's hijacked our emails and they've tried to send it in with a humorous name? Because you know you're prone to phone calls like that. The number of times she's asked if anyone's seen Mike Hunt, lots and lots of times. First one to fall for it.
He's just lost all the time. I don't know where he is. They should put him on the side of milk bottles like they used to.
I've often thought that Mike Hunt should be on a poster. Anyway. Come on, what's Sonia Doolittle?
Sonia Doolittle. By the way, she lives in Watford.
Watford. Oh, my commiserations.
Right. Sonia says,
It's more of a cultural gap than a geographical one, isn't it?
You ready?
Yes, sorry.
My mum's dog attacked our postman. Oh, no.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. But I did.
I tried to help him, and one thing led to another, and now I think I'm pregnant. How should I tell him?
I think Sonia Doolittle is a pseudonym from someone, Rose. I think someone's pulling our leg here. But I shall answer the question seriously. Seeing as my bra's on show. I shall dignify Sonia with a response that maybe she doesn't deserve, but I will do anyway. Sonia, what I would say is get your dog to work on some new material. A postman. How hack? How hack? What next? Eating homework, Sonia? No, I'm sorry. Get your dog to think outside the box a little bit. Maybe go a little bit more absurdist. A dog rewiring a plug. When do you ever see that or hear of it? Tell your dog to try harder. Next one.
Right. This is from Philip B.
Oh, Philip B. How that makes him sound rather like an urban street poet, doesn't it, Philip B? He's probably just
well, Philip B does live in London, Myra.
Or like someone who wrote literature for Alcoholics Anonymous. Carol,
I don't get
it. I wouldn't worry yourself with it.
Dear Myra, hope you are well. Oh, that's nice. Dear Myra, I hope you are well. I'm back to the age... I'm back... I can't read. I got the wrong glasses on. I'm back to the age-old problem of eating too much during these COVID times. I don't mind that I have increased in size, but now most of my clothes seem to have shrunk. Shrunk. It does say shrink.
Does it say shrink?
Yeah.
They're of an intelligence.
Please help. That's the last bit.
Please help. Was that the end of it?
Yeah.
So the clothes that we'll just buy new clothes. Or lose weight. You've two options, haven't you? You've two roads to go down. Lose weight or buy new clothes. Or, actually, no, that's how classist of me. This might be an impoverished person that scraped together their pocket money for a couple of weeks to save up for a ticket for this show. I should give them their consideration. Cut up your T-shirts and sew them together. All right? Double them in size. And yeah, you'll have less options, but a more varied wardrobe. And you'll never see anyone else wearing an outfit like yours, if indeed you ever do. Next one, Rose.
Oh, this is one on the Twitter.
Oh.
This is from somebody called Emma Gibson, who I think... Do you know that lady?
Emma Gibson's quite a regular to this show, yes. She lives up in... I believe she lives in Glasgow. No, Scotland. I mean, Glasgow is Scotland, but it might be Edinburgh. No, but it might be Edinburgh because, you see, I've made the mistake of going Scotland, Glasgow, and just, saying that's the thing, but it's not the same. Because, for example, if you go to Glasgow and you ask for salt and sauce on your chips, they won't do it. Quite the culture war going up in Scotland. It's sad to see them fight, really. If only they unify, maybe that vote would have gone differently. Anyway, what does Emma Gibson want to know?
Emma Gibson says, "Hi, Myra. I hope you are fabulous."
That's nice. Nice of you to show an interest in me, Emma Gibson. But
Full
this isn't about me. This is about you. If you want to ensure that I'm fabulous, hop over to the merch section and buy a T-shirt or a mug.
Full stop. Can you advise how to end a string of bad luck? The latest being an interview. At the end, I was told the job had changed from the advert, and well, I answered everything for essentially the wrong job.
Oh! Emma Gibson, I'm going to have to put a pin in that and come back to it because there's someone at my front door. I wonder who it could be, Rose. It can't be the post person because it's far too late on a weekday night for it to be the post person. Who is it? Oh, it is! Look, it's the post person with a little missive for me, Myra DuBois. Thank you, post person. Oh, it's a letter. It's on light paper, which tells me someone's trying to save on international postage. And there's a little airmail mark on the stamp. Oh, I wonder who it could be from. Let's read it together, shall we, admirers? Dear Myra, it's me, your biggest admirer, and I've never needed your help as much as this. Nobody in the world has ever needed your help as much as this, actually. I'm not sure what's going to happen with my job in the future, but there's a strong chance that I will be unemployed as of next week. COVID affects everything, doesn't it? It's really done me the dirty this year. Everyone says so. No one's had it as bad as me. Sad. What advice would you have for someone who's possibly needs to start a new career? I will now use a pseudonym so that I can remain anonymous. Yours as ever, Tronald Day Dump. Oh, well, that's quite moving, isn't it, a career change? You're quite the entrepreneur, aren't you, Rose? You've got a few strings to your bow.
Yes, I am.
Yes,
yeah.
There's Beauty by Rose. Her
Beauty by Rose.
You don't need to say it. There's Beauty by Rose, which is her cosmetic line, and she's pulled a few cleaning shifts in the occasional pub when there's one needed. She used to work the knicker stand in a. I won't say the name because I don't receive funding from them, but it's a high street chain. You've probably been in one. We used to work in it together. Do you remember? I've had a few jobs myself. There was that one. I used to, of course, work behind the bar, and before that I used to glass collect. What I'm saying is, Tronald, never have more than just one string to your... Always have more than one string to your bow, that's what I'm saying. If at all you could at least have even one string to your bow, Tronald. If you could at least do one job, that would be a start, wouldn't it? I wish you luck in the future, and let's see what happens. Grateful to be here, grateful to be present. Namaste. Now, look, I have a couple of questions that I think one of the more key points as me as a personality is that I'm humble enough to know when to say I'm wrong, and humble enough to know when to throw my hands in the air and say, hey, I don't know. And every so often I get a little question, something pops through my inbox, and I look at it and I think, I can't answer that. That's not for me to answer. So now I'd like to hand over to someone who I think might have the answer to the following questions. So without any further ado, let's hand it over to Frank Lavender. Roll VT!
I think that's recording now. As you say down south, hello. Welcome to Frank Chat. That's right, it's the part of the show where we sit down and get the perspective of one of the most overlooked segments of society. That's right, it's men. I'm your host, Frank Lavender, comedian par excellence, misogyny apologist, and inevitable sex symbol, here to dish out the answers. So I've got a question here from one of my favourite poets, Anon. They say, Dear Frank, how do? Oh, sorry, that's part of the question. I thought they were just saying hello. How do I retain a sense of individual self in a long marriage? Best, Anon. Well, Anon, I can honestly say as a man who has been happily married for some years now to the second Mrs. Lavender, that's right, the beautiful Rose, I can say that with my hand on my heart, it's about cultivating space for yourself. It's about not being afraid to put a boundary down and say, no, this is my time. I'm just doing something, Rose.
Frank, are you in there?
Yeah, I'll be out in a minute.
All right, I'll pop back.
It's about creating space for yourself. Don't be afraid to put your foot down and say, no, I'm having my time, actually. This is designated me time. So
are you going to be long?
I'm just filming something, Rose, and then I'll be out.
What are you filming in there?
Don't matter what I'm filming in here. I'm just find time for your spit. I'm talking to the
Frank.
camera.
I'm gonna piddle myself.
Bloody matter.
Frank Lavender there with sage advice indeed.
Ain't he gorgeous?
It's not necessarily what I'd go for. I forgot you were there for a second then. I
I wonder what he was filming in there.
I think you can take off now. I think we're done with you. Thank you very much.
Right,
now
I've
for
got some
Rose.
mopping. I've
Yes.
got some mopping to do. I'll go.
Big-
Bye, Myra.
Yes, bye. You're still in shot, woman.
Oh, right. I'll go. Right.
Off she goes, like Godzilla, about to terrorise a small Japanese city. Now, look, I'm going to do something now that some might think is self-indulgent. I don't think this is. I think this is still done with your wellness in mind. When you've been incarcerated for your mental health, you'll notice the benefits of music therapy. And that's what I'd like to present to you now. I am, yes, of course, don't lose your collective minds. I can feel the excitement now. Metaphorically, you're all running around like an excited dog urinating on the lino, aren't you? Because you know what's coming. You know what's coming. I, Myra DuBois, am going to sing a song. That's right. Solitary roots from the studio. I'm going to do a little number now for you, which I have incidentally sang before. And I'm doing it because this will actually trigger familiarity and that generates serotonin. So that's why I am doing this. And it's not repeating old material. So I'm going to perform a song now by an artiste who died in 2016. We lost a lot of musical legends in 2016. In fact, there's not many of us left. So I'd like to perform this song. Sorry. I'd like to perform this song now because I know. Sorry. I know if I'd have died in 2016, some might argue that I did on the stage at the Royal Vauxhall Tavern, but if I died in 2016, I know she'd be on stage at the Madison Square Garden singing one of mine. So tonight, for you people at home, yes, you, I'd like to perform a song by the late, the great Annie Lennox. Press play. Thank you. Cheers, everyone. You can sing along at home. How many times do I have to try to tell you that I'm sorry for the things I've done? Oh. But when I try to tell you, that's when you have to try to tell me, hey! This kind of trouble's only just begun. I tell myself too many times, why don't you learn to keep your big mouth shut? That's why it hurts so bad to hear the words that keep on falling from your mouth, falling around your tell me why I'm not miming. Why? Sing along. Why? I may be mad, I may be blind, I may be viciously unkind, but I can still tell what you're thinking. Ooh. And I've heard it said so many times that you'd be better off without. Besides, why can't you tell that this boat is sinking? Oh. Let's all go down to the water's edge, and we can cast away those doubts. Some things are better left unsaid, but still they turn me inside out. Why? All together. Why? I think everyone in the flat can have a go. Come on. Why? I think the neighbour's cat joined in then as well. Why? Why? I forget how good I am. Anyway, it's not about me, it's about you and your problems. So now it's time to find out one more time what's wrong with you. Yes, here we are back at my mid-century hospitality unit with original features, and one additional feature it is, of course, Rose Lavender. Did you hear that, Rose? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I think, you'll laugh when I tell you, you will, but I mean it. I think that this flat is haunted.
Have you been drinking?
I haven't touched a drop, Rose. No, I'm just communicating with the spirits.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Oh, don't be so belligerent, Rose Lavender. You'll laugh at me, but I swear there's a ghostly presence in this flat. Maybe there'll be a resolve to that storyline at the finale. In the meantime, let's go over and see what you've been whining on about on Twitter. Come on, Rose Lavender.
Well,
would you like a water, by the way, Rose Lavender?
Yes, please.
All right.
Is it water?
It is water,
Right.
yeah.
Right, did you want to answer Emma Gibson's problem from earlier?
Oh, we did. We forgot all about you, didn't we, Glasgow? Who doesn't? All right.
You mentioned Glasgow, didn't
Well, I think she's from Glasgow. She might be from Edinburgh. If she's from Edinburgh and she thinks I've got it wrong, then Emma Gibson, I apologise, but flick on the news. There's worse things going on in the world. Oh, well, if you are in Glasgow, you could pop round to that fellow who's not been on holiday. You know, the one that's watching the cassettes with the fishers.
Oh, yeah.
A problem shared, bringing people together. Oh, my God, a spin-off series, a problem shared dating. And write that down.
I don't think you're allowed to go to other people's houses.
You do it through a sheet like the Orthodox Jews. Why can't they do it like that?
I don't know.
Do you not know about that?
No. Oh, well, yes, but never mind. Emma Gibson.
Right, okay.
Emma,
That's someone who's lived with me for a long time, moving me on. All right.
Hi, Myra, says Emma Gibson. I hope you are fabulous. Remember that.
No, it's coming back to me, Rose. I remember now.
Oh.
She's been going for job interviews and nothing's going right for her.
She interviewed for the wrong job.
She was interviewed for the wrong job. Did she go to the wrong interview?
No, the job had changed from the advert.
Is that what they told you, Emma, when you walked into the interview room? Oh dear. I think maybe someone might have been pulling your leg. You should have pushed the point. That's what I'd have done. I'd have said, show me, get that bit of paper down. Mind you, it's all on phones now, isn't it? You can't keep up. I think people aren't listening when they're talking to you, but they're actually making notes on the phone. Well, case in point, it's all on a telephone. Put your arm down, woman. Right, go. So what would my advice be to Emma? Chin up. Hey, It gets better. It's all right to not be all right. You can talk about it. You don't have to keep your feelings shut down and shut up, but it is still an option. Let's have another one, Rose.
Are you finished?
I'm finished. Yeah, I'm finished. I think that's Emma Gibson suitably healed. Or buy a Myra DuBois T-shirt to go to your interview in. They'll offer you the job on the spot. myradubois.co.uk/merch. Next one.
Oh, right. The next one, Myra, is from James Caldwell.
Oh, that's a name that is familiar and yet altogether alien. Oh.
Hiya, Myra DuBois and the lovely Rose. Rose, that's me. We are planning our Christmas trip to the Big Smoke to see you. Here's the problem.
I'd like some geographic, some specificity with that, because the Big Smoke is a relative statement. You could be talking about Sheffield, bless you. Or you might be talking about London, or you might be talking about the Big Apple, New York City. I don't know what your Big Smoke is, James Caldwell.
Well, James Caldwell says he's planning a Christmas trip to the Big Smoke to see you.
Oh, to see me. So I need to think, whereabouts am I playing? Am I playing at Sheffield? No, things haven't got that bad just yet, 2020. Have I got any forthcoming trips to New York City? I don't think so. None that I can talk about. No, yeah, must mean London. Must mean London, because I am doing a live show on the 6th of December at the Clapham Grand, and tickets are available to that from claphamgrand.com, which isn't a plug. It's probably just what James is talking about. Go on.
I've lost my place. Oh, no. Here's the problem. Where do we stay? North or south, east or west of Myra Towers? Any recommendations?
Well, that would mean knowing where Myra Towers is, Rose. And I think what we've got here is not a fan. I think this is a stalker that's trying to locate me. And this is why we keep things nice and vague. You're gonna have to stay the night, Rose, because there'll be people watching to see if you leave a house tonight. Oh. I shall have to have you tagged so I know where you've been, so I can see your roots. No. We don't answer that question. That's someone trying to... Do you know what that is? They've seen the knickknacks and they want to know when my show is so they can come round and steal me ornaments. I know what that's all about, James Caldwell. I shall be handing your name to the local authorities. Move on.
Right. Well, now, we've got an email from somebody called Lewis and Jamie Barrett Roger.
Oh, they've double-barreled their names. Do you know what that either means?
No.
That either means that they come from two great dynasties, two families, because double-barreled names is what happens when two great wealths joins. That, or they're homosexuals with a chihuahua. One or the other. It's one or the other.
Well.
What's the email said, Rose?
Dear Ms. DuBois.
Ms. DuBois. Now, that is my preferred prefix. Because I don't like Mrs. and I don't like Miss, because I think it brings my relationship status into it. But Ms., I quite like that, because it demands respect.
Dear Ms. DuBois.
You feel the respect, probably not with the delivery, but it's there. No, it's not a fly, Rose. It's not a little insect that's trapped. It's Ms.
Dear Myra, Halloween is fast approaching and we still haven't put any decorations up. Nearly all of the houses in our street are festooned with skulls, witches and pumpkins.
Where do you live? Fucking America.
But our house is bare. Are we boring sods or just two guys who work hard and can't be bothered when we get... Oh, this is a bloody essay. When we get home from a long day at the office, ? Should we make the effort to put decorations up for the weekend or be contented that we'll at least make others feel better in comparison to our lacklustre contribution to the community? Please help! ! The end.
Well, Halloween's been and gone by the time we got to the end of that shitting thing. We're into New Year now by the time we got to the end of that mess. Goodness me, J.R. Tolkien used quicker shorthand than that. What are they asking? Are they just two boring guys?
No, they had
to get that in, didn't they? Oh, they had to ram it down. They've probably got rainbows in the window, and it won't be for the NHS as well. Oh, I tell you that. That threw me.
They're just two guys.
I went to Manchester the other weekend. I got off the train. I saw a rainbow flag in the window. I thought I'd pop in for half a lager. I was in intensive care. Bloody keep up anymore. What are they asking?
Right, basically, other people in their road have popped up some decorations for Halloween.
Why are you
and
so
they've
bothered
not done
about
it.
what other people on your street are doing? Focus on yourself. They've probably only put those plastic skulls out there because they want to... Oh, how quirky. Look at us. We have fun. I tell you what you do. Halloween decorations on... This is very good, by the way. Have some of your water. Halloween decorations. Halloween decorations are nothing but bloody child encouragement. That's what it is. They'll be coming round. I can barely get my positive reinforcements out with some toddler down the street thinking they're for their benefit. So what you must do, when you open the door, have a bowl of sweets, because you don't want word going round that, you know, her at number 7 is a miserable sod. Have a bowl of sweets, but as you open the door, just cough all over them. Make sure they're not sweets with a wrapper as well. Just like that, and then hold it out for the child. Either it won't take the sweet, or it will, and it'll get COVID. Next one.
Right. This is from Joanne. Joanne.
Oh, Joanne's keeping it enigmatic, isn't she?
Joanne lives in New York City.
She's not written any bloody books about wizards, has she? Because I'm not answering any of her problems. I haven't got the psychological qualifications.
Don't say anything about that. Right, Myra, how I admire you, says Joanne.
Is that it?
No.
Well, that's not a problem. That's a quality.
You. Right, Myra, how I admire you, says Joanne. You have so much confidence. You say what you think and do what you want. And that's the truth.
I'm a feminist.
While I am self-conscious and awkward, how can I be more like you?
Exterminate men. That's why. I said it, I'm a feminist. She's only self-conscious because of the male gaze. It's the patriarchy. This is... Oh! We've got... There's me about to go on an anti-man rant, and the doorbell goes. I wonder who it could be, because we've already had the post person, haven't we? Who now has their own fanfare. My goodness. We've gone from the privatisation of Royal Mail to them having their own fanfare. That's quite the turnaround, isn't it? I wonder who it could be. Who is it? Oh, it is. It's the post person. Thank you very much, post person. With another missive from Myra. I wonder what this one says. This is on scented paper, and if you've seen, it's got a little love heart on the eye. Oh, that tells me that they're a bubbly, fun-loving person that probably doesn't take any shit and tells it like it is. Let's see what it says on their letter. Hey, Myra, you look so beautiful, I can't even bear it. So hot. Now, if this smelled of Lynx Africa, it would be a very different letter instead. But it's a fruity floral scent that I'm getting off this that denotes femininity, so I'm safe. So I've had some bad press this past couple of days. People are saying I'm, like, out of touch. Now, there is a question mark at the end of that, so that rising intonation that I just did was accurate. I don't understand it, Myra. All I did, right, was order 15 of my friends to quarantine and take daily COVID tests, then flew them out to a private island. I don't get what people think is out of touch about that. I just wanted to feel normal, this little letter writer has said. Excuse me. That actually was in the letter. Like, what do other people do if they want to feel normal? And do you have any ideas about how I could feel normal in a way that doesn't involve taking some of my friends to a private island? Thanks, sweetie. Love, Kim Kardashian. XOXOXOXO. Well, Kim, how lovely to get a letter from you. What would my advice to be if you want to look not out of touch, but you still want to go on holiday? Save tokens out of the tabloids. All right, Kim Kardashian, can you see it? The Kardashians do Pontins, Skegness. I think there's some mileage in that. Get a camera crew with you. You'll get the British market on side, certainly. Yeah. So save up your tokens, go somewhere like that, and don't worry about COVID tests. Those places are already a petri dish of all sorts. So you'll go away with more than you came with. All right. I hope that's helped. And now, I'm afraid to say it, I think it's time for our final problem. Is it time for our final problem? There's a sting for that if there is. Is it? Yes! I forgot. peeling back the magic of, theatre, television. Is this theatre? Is this television? It's a little bit of both, and yet it transcends both as well. Now, it's the final problem. That could have a little theme tune, couldn't it? It's the final problem. Da-da-da. Don't join in, Rose. No, you see, she struggles with the harmonies. Oh, I'd love to sing with my sister, I would, but she just can't. Can we just leave it where it fell? The cosmos put it there, Rose, and there it must stay. Actually, let's put it back. Go on then, let's read this final problem.
Right, the last one. Dear Myra, we are back in lockdown up here. What's the best way to set the scene in Zoom dating?
Mute your camera. That would be my advice. Mute the camera, mute the microphone, turn everything off. Just put a little catfish them. Get a picture. What do you look like? How would you rate yourself? Maybe a 6? Get a picture of an 8. A picture of an 8 and a vocoder. So you retain your anonymity, but you can still connect with another human in a romantic setting. I think that's it, isn't it? That's the final tweet.
That's it, Myra.
Let's have a round of applause for the final tweet. Well, that's it, Rose. We've come to the end of the show, haven't we? And I think we've solved a few people. I'm sorry if your problem didn't get read out, but thank you for joining us. Did you hear that, Rose? You definitely heard it that time. That was a noise. That was a noise in my flat. There is a haunted, evil spectre in the room.
Oh, my God, they're just weeding my pants a bit.
I finally am free. I'm free. Oh, my goodness, I'm free. Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I'm free. I can't believe it. Joe.
It's Liza Minnelli. What is Liza Minnelli doing in my flat when she was here only last July?
Myra, it's funny you should say that. I only popped in July to sing a song with you, and I sang it so well. Yes, I did. And then, trying to find my way out of your apartment, I've got this truly terrific story. It's totally true. I went through a door, and I was surrounded by sheets, towels, objects of cloth, and I realized I was in your airing cupboard, and I couldn't find my way out.
You mean to tell me that Liza Minnelli has been in my airing cupboard since July?
I'm telling you that right now. Yes, that's where I was. Joe!
I thought there were mouse droppings by the skirting board.
No, they were all mine. Mine.
Oh, I'd have had them on eBay if I'd known. Well, now you're here, Liza. You're interrupting, actually, because we were just about to finish the show.
Oh, I can't believe my timing, Myra. I'm so sorry. I feel like I should end your show with a bang. Could I end with a song?
Shall we end with a song? Shall we end with a song, everyone? All right, Liza Minnelli, if you've got one prepared.
I guess I do. Oh, God, I just don't know what to sing. What can I possibly sing? Hit it, Mr. Thing.
Happy Halloween, everyone!
Shout! Oh, it's a classic.
Oh, no,
Mama
yes.
used to sing this when there's something strange in your neighborhood. Who are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters!
Oh, of course! If it's something weird and it don't look good, who are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters!
That's right! I ain't afraid of no ghosts. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. When there's something weird running through your head, Myra, who are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters!
I'll call him. This invisible man sleeping in your bed. You know what I mean. Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters! I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Mama? Oh, sorry. Just for a second there, I thought I heard Mama. Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters! Yeah! Joe, wait a second. Wait. Who you gonna call? tell you something. Embarrassing makes me feel good.
Liza Minnelli, everybody, who's been in my airing cupboard this entire time. Well, I'll tell you what, it's been an emotional journey, hasn't it? An emotional journey. Thank you for watching. I shall see you next month. Tickets are on sale for my Christmas extravaganza, so do come to that at the Clapham Ground. Get tickets from claphamground.com, myradubois.co.uk for all your stuff. Thank you, and let me know how you get on if I've helped you to now. In the meantime, let's say bye, everyone. Bye. Bye. Ghostbusters. Bye. 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 Bye, everyone. Bye. 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 This has gone on for too long. Bye.